let's have a chat about this game. There are life-changing events. Graduating from high school, driving for the first time, maybe the first kiss, and finally finishing this ass game. I really hated my experience with this game, so much so I am making 2 videos. This review and a video on just how bad it really is. Let me show you how this game just sucks. Oh, and just in case you want to experience this title, why? I have saved the story till near the end, so don't worry about major plot spoilers. Maybe that way you guys will watch more than 2 minutes. I dare you to watch till the end. Triple, double, doggy style dare you. Oh, and like the video. One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows, which will be referred to as One Punch Man, the game and not the anime, is a rated fighter released February 28th, 2020, developed by Spike Chunsoft, and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. Prepare yourself, guys. Are you ready? I'm about to show the scores. Here they are. IGN dropping a low 6, and Metacritic slightly lower. I went ahead and read the article, and I agreed with most of the points, although there is one thing that really kind of bothered me. They kind of titled this game as an RPG, and I don't know what clarifies as an RPG to you guys, but yeah, man, this isn't it. Let me show you why. First, we need to talk about the gameplay. Then we can talk about the so-called RPG mechanic. If you don't know, an arena fighter is a fighting game that takes place in a 3D playing space. They are known to be really bad. Developers of the game, Spike Chunsoft, made the very popular Jump Force, and really popular for the wrong reasons. In One Punch Man, we have the same style of game. You can open up a side menu to use abilities that are so off-putting it's like getting punched by Mike Tyson, if Mike Tyson had vertigo and missed punches. The attacks don't match up with the gameplay at all, so essentially you press square to start a combo, and that's about as far as you get. It's a lot of mashing and guessing when the opponent isn't invincible. Almost every string leads to the opponent being knocked down, and this can lead to a problem where you're not only feeling really extremely sluggish, but also the special moves just don't land. The biggest flaw in this combat system is exactly those 2 things, and you can't just ignore that. Let's take Storm for example. You can just press circle, and the moves look flashy, clean, and they can be extended. Take a look here. This just doesn't look good. The gameplay is just too simple, and it does not control well. There need to be a bit more in-depth combos, and that's comparing it to a Storm game known for not having many depth combos. And like I said, it's a gamble if these moves will even work or not. It's crazy that they managed to make a game not only look boring, but play boring. I would rather watch the worst parts of One Punch Man than play any of this. Some moves will work and it looks great, but others will not. It's so hard to have fun when all I did was this over and over and over. And the variety for these moves are dull. I like the customization for your abilities, and that's the kind of the RPG that they're talking about, but there just isn't enough. With the way that the game works, you get stamina over time, and you can use this to use moves. The problem here is that you will always want to be using the moves to extend the combos, so it makes you tend to never use other options. And besides that, there is also a lack of options. 3 may seem like a lot, but when it comes down to it, it feels lacking. And even when you could choose a fighting style, it all tends to follow the same path. Attack that ends in a launch, attack that ends in a combo launch, hold button, it's all the same. Not to mention, this is possible. The game has a special mode and an ultimate, but seeing as it takes 6 energy, I would rather not. And you can just block the attack or interrupt it, and then you just lose 6 tiers. It isn't worth the pain of building meter, wasting damage, and then just to watch the work of an overpaid Japanese man animate my dumbass Cracker Man. And while the game has its own system, without support, it kinda feels lacking in the different combos. If you were able to summon any support that did more damage than just ride a bike and swap, the game would feel more full. You can also deflect moves and teleport behind your opponent. Now this sounds really good, but let's take it online. Shit! This single-handedly made the online so non-competitive that there was no competitive. and the game kinda just died. Oh, and in single player, the deflect just won't work? How is this so bad? Now, some combos are pretty fun. That's the end of that. Something I truly think is pretty good is the arrival system. Over time, heroes will arrive to help you out, and it works really well. Doing a combo and then other activities will lower the time. And once they arrive, you can play as them, and are guaranteed basically an extra life, which can be useful to say the least. And there is a mechanic that will bring you much joy. There is a reason this is called One Punch Man, and there is the man of the hour. Now, did they make Saitama really broken? One punch, can't die? Or is it just another hero that nobody knows? Surprisingly, they did the right thing, and then managed to make it the worst possible decision. Saitama is a character that can only be summoned, and cannot be played unless you wait out the long timer. But when you do, this is lovely. He will one-shot everything. And I'm so glad they did this. Otherwise, the game wouldn't feel like the story. And when playing the story mode, that makes sense. So these geniuses knew they did something great. And they thought, how to balance this game online? Well, they didn't change a thing. He can kill in one hit, he can't die, and yes, it's broken. This made the game very based and uncompetitive. If they made him normal, online, it would be fixed. And I don't think many people would complain. It's also not hard since the character actually has an existing moveset. It's just as weird as a solution to a pretty thought out question. Now, that's the main gameplay that you will encounter, but let's focus on the open world for a second. There is a hub world in One Punch Man that isn't terrible. No, actually, it's not bad at all. Now, I don't remember everything for One Punch Man, but I do think this is represented well in the game, as well as in the show. Here you can do side quests, explore, main missions, and more. It's all pretty well made. I mean, not voice acted and not well animated, and they're boring, and they're ass. They don't reward much, and they're really boring to complete. And I didn't really complete any because they're boring, and the open world can be a little boring. I do like that I don't need to run everywhere to get an encounter. Once I start, I get some dialogue, and then I get some script, and then just teleport to the fight. I mean, the fighting isn't good, so I'm just glad to finish it faster than if I was walking around. Now, don't you love One Punch Man and the story that made it so memorable? Well, forget all of that and watch a terribly animated version where your goofy ass stands there every single scene. Eventually, the main story is of the first season of the show. And while the first season of anime is masterclass, the bare bones recreation is much worse. Before you tell you the basics, let's go over some things that make it so much worse. The characters are not really that good looking. Now, whether that's a fault of the animations or just the style of the show is still determined. The dialogue is terrible, and some of the missions are different from the show. And they don't even properly tell the story. It's still the best One Punch Man story we've gotten though. That's not saying much since it's the only one. Now, the main story is just the first season of the anime like I described. And before we get into it, there is one thing that I can praise this game endlessly for. You can customize your characters to the point where it really feels decent to make a new character. And I really enjoy the fact that my man in a suit can become a bunny. It's great, and the abilities that can be unlocked can be pretty interesting, if they work properly. And everything that this hero system does can be used as a player, just like Jump Force. But this has much more emphasis on player customization. You could really make whatever you want. And that's where the RPG elements come in, but I don't think they're as described from IGN. You'll unlock some abilities by doing some quests, but they're so spread out that it's not like you're collecting them, you're just getting them. And the customization is all just random. You don't really get a lot of items, you have to go find them, which can be really annoying. So making a character might take a little bit, and also getting the abilities doesn't feel that good. Now, to stop me from explaining the entire plot of One Punch Man to you, I'll explain the very basics. This is Saitama. He became bald due to his training. He wants to be a hero, but is placed really low in the ranks even though he can one-punch you. This is Genos. He wants to be Saitama's student for some reason. There are a few main villains like this guy, this dude, and this Chad. And Saitama defeats each of them when you randomly show up. The end fight is just kind of bad. It just ends, by the way. I'm sorry, I don't have more to say. It took me so long to make this video, the campaign kind of just missed me here. But don't worry, if you really want to know about One Punch Man, I have a secret for you. Just watch One Punch Man. The game follows the same plot, only worse. Now there is one thing that single-handedly made this game kind of unplayable. In long-term sessions, every time you move on to a new chapter, I think there's something like 11, you need to play 30 minutes to an hour of just random ass missions where you play this boring ass combat style against boring ass villains that all play the same. It's so annoying. It's just so much to do just to progress through a terrible version of the story. Luckily, the villains look good, but still, this is so bad. I just wanted to play the story, not spend 12 hours doing this shit. I can't even play online anymore. It's all just become a joke to play. Well, that's One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows. It's a game that was widely bought by fans and became so damn disappointing. The fact that this is one of the only, or the only, from what I my knowledge, One Punch Man game is really sad, since it's just so bad. The game has fighting, and you might want to experience it from time to time, but it's really not that good. The game has no more online, the DLCs are done, and there will never be more content. It's debatable if we will ever see another One Punch Man game from this developer, but since this game did make a lot of money and came out not so long ago, I'm sure they will pull another one from their asses. I give One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows, a 40 out of 100 for being incredibly shit.